What's up guys, it's Charles here with Rocket Punch. I'm going to do a review of the Transformers Generations Specialist Autobots. This is a special set. I think it's an Asia exclusive. As you can see, it's got beautiful artwork. I picked up this set because it's got 3 characters that I really like. And this set also came with this little box here, which I figured were going to be little tiny versions of it, but definitely not. It does have a window flap, but it's taped. And in case, I opened it from the side, and what you get is a little Autobot pendant kind of thing that you insert into your cell phone with the headphone jack. If we take a look at the back here, you can see the specs, the robot mode, vehicle mode, and a little bit of graphic design back there, which is pretty much what you see in the front. And I absolutely love these sets, the way they come with the box and everything, because check this out. You got a flip top window panel there so you can see the figures. I absolutely love this type of packaging. And if we lay it down a little bit, you can see the rest right up here. It's got the pictures of the actual robots. So we're going to go ahead, open this up, and check it out. Once we take them out of the box, you'll see they're laid out in a beautiful plastic shell, which displays them very nicely. You also get the instructions. It's specially made for this set. You'll see here it says Specialist Autobots. Strangely enough, the only one I own right now is Hound, which is the Hasbro version. So we'll take a look at that later. But I don't have these two guys, believe it or not. So I jumped at the chance of owning the Takara ones because I know they're going to be painted a lot better. So let's go ahead and open this up and check each one out. We're going to start out with Hound. So immediately what I notice about Hound, once I take him out of the package, is the incredible metallic green paint that they've added to this figure. You can just see it gleaming right there. And it's got some really nice green plastics too. And the tampo printing is absolutely top notch. And I love the detailing of the rims here. I love the yellow stripe right here on the arm. It's more of like a pale, really pale orange, but especially when you compare it to the Hasbro, which I have right here. So here's the Hasbro, which is just molded in green plastic, and it looks a little bit bigger. I probably just have it mistransformed, but you can see the differences in color. The Takara one is much darker. It's also got the painted rims, and they're both very nice figures, but I gotta say the Takara one wins the game here. So notice he's got the shoulder mounted cannon, which I popped there, but you can obviously also use it as a standard weapon. If I can pop it out and just pop it right into his hand, just like that. So we're going to take a look up close. You'll notice Hound does have light piping on the back, but you'll also notice that the eyes are painted yellow. So we'll go ahead and pan down a bit, but I love the little detail of the star here in yellow and the little tampo printed Autobot logo. So let's move along down here so you can see the rest of the figure. Now, just like the original versions, this does have a little Ravage, which is a nice inclusion. You'll see that nice little Decepticon logo tampoed right there, so you can recreate your favorite G1 scenes. And I like the design of this because it's still got the design of the old school cassette, but it does have a little bit of width to it. My only issue with this is this little floppy leg right here, but other than that, it looks beautiful. So I mentioned to get him into vehicle mode. Let's go ahead and do that and check it out. And just as I suspected, guys, this thing looks absolutely spectacular in vehicle mode. Look at that paint. Absolutely glistens in the light. It's a beautiful, beautiful candy green metallic paint. Of course, the vehicle does roll very easily. You got the weapon out back. You see the beautiful tampo printed Autobot logo there. The nice clear blue plastics used for the lenses and window. I love the way they engineered the seats into that. It looks really, really good. And of course, we've got Ravage in cassette mode, which requires pulling up these little tabs in the back to be able to snap them in. You just put them right in the cassette holes and you can transport him about. Now, although Ravage looks a little thick, he does fit very well into the Masterpiece Soundwave. Next up, we're going to take a look at Ironhide here. Very, very nice looking. I love the reds. I love the metallic reds, but right out of the box, his arms were falling off. I thought they were broken, but it seems that's a very big issue with this. Again, this is my first time dealing with this mold, but overall, just looking at it, thinking about how it's going to look like on my display, I'm pretty happy. I was a little skeptical about how the paint would look on this. I figured the red would be way too dark, as Takara metallic reds usually are. But they actually chose a very, very nice red color for this. And of course, it's got the same beautiful tampo printing, although inside, behind the windshield, you have the nice yellow painted right here. And then right back here, very beautifully printed Autobot logo also. For the most part, all the outside panels, the whole front here, the head, it has a nice metallic paint. And same thing down here with the legs. Now, because I don't own a previous mold of this, the only one I have to compare it with is the iGear Weapon Specialist, which is still one of my favorite versions of Ironhide. Now, if they only did the same kind of paint job they did on this deluxe with this one, wow, this thing would be absolutely a million times more beautiful. It does come with this weapon that goes right over his hand, and I wanted to show you something, how easily the arm comes off. Like, I really don't have to really try. Which is kind of annoying. This side doesn't come out as easily, but the second I took it out of the package, this arm was all over the place. I don't really like these holes here, but again, it still really does look good. Now, if we turn the back of his head, you'll see he does have light piping, which carries right down through his eyes. Now that I'm looking at it this close, I do notice these screws here, which is kind of weird. Usually screws are in the back, but I'm sure it has to do with transformation, as you can see the windows there. One cool thing about this weapon is that it actually can be flipped around. This is the sword mode, but if you flip it around this way, push that in, you also get a cannon mode out of it. If I could just get the hand in there, right there. The other thing I want to check out is the vehicle mode, because I've read it's very panely, but let's see what it looks like in this version. Okay, so here he is in SUV form, whatever the hell he's supposed to be. I gotta say, it wasn't fun transforming him at all. I don't know if the engineer was just trying to have fun, trying to do something unique, but there's a lot of angles and weird spinning that just felt not familiar to me, and it was a little strange transforming him and a little frustrating. And at the end you get like holes like this, like clearance holes, and then gaps, a lot of like gaps. It almost looks like the car cracked, but if you squint your eyes, you can enjoy the beautiful red metallic paint, the beautifully painted rims. Underneath you see the undercarriage, and you'll see his cannon weapon slash sword weapon there. Take a look out back. He's got those silver tail lights, which almost look like headlights. This almost looks like the front of a car. But here is the actual front, and again you can see the beautiful Tampo printed Autobot logo, and he does roll well. As you can see, he's just trying to roll on his own. And last but not least, we have Mirage over here. I mentioned previously that I don't own this mold, so this is the first time I'm actually even handling it. And I was expecting a little bit more, but that's not to say it's a bad figure. I love the metallic blue paint that they've applied onto this figure. You did notice that arm's just flopping around, which is a bummer, but that's easily fixed. And you got the other arm here with the weapon. You got the good old Autobot Tampo print there with the number 26. Now if we take a look out back, he does have the light piping, which carries down into his eyes. You just can't really see it here under my lighting, but we'll go ahead and pan down. Alright, so very, very nice looking figure. Now, since I don't own the original mold, there's not much I can compare it to, but I can compare it to this figure, which I just received recently, which is the DX9 Invisible, which a lot of people say the transformation for this borrowed from that, which I can see what they mean. Like the hands fold into the forearms, the shoulder panels are the same panels here, you got the shins, you got the feet, which are pretty much the same. So the only thing left to do now is check them out in vehicle mode. And the reason I'm not going through the whole transformation, guys, this is more just for people who are familiar with the figures, where they don't need to see all the exacting details. I'm sure if you want to see the transformation and full reviews on each of these, you can find them since they've already been released, but this review is really just to cover these repaints. So we're going to go ahead and get him into vehicle mode. And here is Mirage in vehicle mode. Again, stunning. The paints really have the big effect when they're in vehicle mode. In robot mode, they seem to just accent certain areas, but they definitely shine in vehicle mode. And we'll just take a look at them one more time just to really take in the beautifulness of their paint jobs. So a lot of you might be already happy with your Henkeis or your Hasbro versions, but if you want the absolute nicest paint job, I think these are the ones to get. Whether or not it's worth it to spend more money just to get these again, I don't know. Again, I got them because I don't own these two molds and I can never have enough hounds. But that's going to bring us to the end of the review. If you want to pick up this set, there should be a link down below where you can get it. And if you have any questions or comments regarding these, you can leave them below. And as always, if you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe, guys, so I can keep doing this. And until next time, bye-bye.